We're all living in caves. We're all living in caves. Show us your cave. Show us your cave. Show us your cave.
No, I mean, I think I started like most everybody does. Like, I was playing in bands and stuff in high school, and that transitions into a love for the recording process. And next thing I know, I went to an audio school in Maine, New England School of Communications, and then I left that and I went to New York to intern at Soundtrack Recording Studios. And there worked my way through the ramps from mopping floors from midnight till 8 in the morning to an assistant engineer to an engineer, house engineer, doing a lot of hip hop and R&B, and then left and worked with the group Full Force. Did a bunch of R&B and pop there. Went back to Soundtrack and worked with Andy Wallace and did a lot of rock records, and then from there kind of jumped out on my own. That was like a decade in like 30 seconds. For me right now, just because depending on the process you're in, if you're producing a record or you're mixing it or you're recording it, right now I happen to be in the middle of mix mode. So I'm by myself in my studio. So honestly, nothing's really changed for me as of right now. I haven't felt it so much as my family has felt it. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works for me. Most of, if I do, records in California near where I live, I work a lot out of Hybrid Recording in Santa Ana. It's like a beautiful facility. And I've also, recently we did a lot of work at the Trivium record in The Last Lamb of God. We did it 606, which is like the Foo Fighters studio with that legendary Sound City console. So, lately I've been at those two places a lot. As far as my studio, depending on the band or whatnot, I might do overdubs here or vocals, but I mostly just use this for mixing and my own production and writing. So yeah, as far as the speaker setup that I use, I'm pretty much on 8351s most of the time. Although forgive me, I don't even know the model number. I've been using these little ones for so long.
8330s.
Yeah, I've had those for forever. They travel with me. When I go to other studios, I set up a little mobile room, and I work on those quite a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty much between those two for the longest time. And the 1031As now, I mean, that was my gateway drug into Genelec, I guess. I try to change it up as often as I can, as far as what vocalist I'm working with. And then I go through phases too, obviously. Like there's an Avalon 737 down here. I don't know if you can see it. Like, I think that's the first mic pre I ever bought, like when I could afford a nice mic pre. And then because it was the first one I ever bought, I got like too cool for it for a long time. And literally like 6 months ago, I was like, yo, this thing's awesome. I don't know why I haven't touched it in 4 years. Like you just... Anyway, yes, signature pieces. I'd probably use an 1176 more than any other compressor on the planet. Followed shortly behind Distressors, I would guess. But it's not close. Like 1176, almost like all vocals for the most part. I'm a big U67 fan. Well, right now, the new Lamb of God record that's coming out, I just finished that. They just released the song Memento Mori, which is honestly one of my favorite Lamb of God songs ever. I absolutely love it. And my kids are in it. How cool is that?
Very nice.
Little fun fact that nobody knows. When we were recording it, Randy was like, we need a whispery kid voice or something here. And I was like, where are we going to find one of those? Oh, wait. I know two. Here in L.A.
Nice.
But no, so the new Lamb of God record coming out, and the new Trivium record that's coming out, I just finished. I produced, mixed, and engineered, and The Of Mice and Men record that I did. They showed up at the studio with a skateboard. A couple of those guys skate,
Nice.
and I was like, hold on a second, I could do this. Next thing you know, we're all out there in the parking lot skateboarding for the next few hours, and I got reminded of my age. You know, I do a lot of rock and metal nowadays, and I love it. That's what I got into. That's what I was into when I was a kid. That's the kind of bands that I played in, and it's weird how I kind of went so far from that for a long time and then came back to it. And I think it's one of the things that's allowed me to be a little bit successful is because I had my toes in these other waters for so long. Like, I approach a heavy, like a Lamb of God record, for example, is one of the best examples of me being able to show. For the most part, there's not much melody in the vocals on Lamb of God. For the most part, it's screaming. But my approach was like, when I would work on hip-hop songs, I have a plaque for a Lil' Kim record. When I was working on hip-hop, Busta Rhymes was one of my first sessions ever. They write hooks, and they don't sing them. So why can't I do that in a heavy metal song? And that's literally always been my approach to everything that I do in a heavy metal band is like, hey, we can still have this, like, be catchy. Rage Against the Machine, even better example. Guy doesn't sing a note. Hooks all over the place. So that's always been my approach to a lot of the heavy metal records that I work on.
Show us your game. Show us your game. Show us your game.